Hi Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is going to be your last general reading of 2022. This is for December. If this reading does not resonate with you as a Leo Sun, I do suggest that you check back to see your Moon and Rising sign videos. If you have a Moon or Rising sign of Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and or Pisces, okay, there's a card that I pulled at the end. I was using 2 oracle cards. They're called the archetype cards, but my guides really were not pleased with those cards, so they asked me to stop working with them. So that is why you will not see this card in this particular reading. If you are interested in gleaning any more insight into your own personal situation, you can go to the About Box section of the channel. There I have listed the reading packages, the time, the number of questions, and the price. And then you can simply email me there. There's my email address up in the right-hand corner. And let me know which package that you want, and we can go from there. Okay? Great. I hope everyone had a good holiday, Turkey Day, and all of that stuff. I'm late with the readings because I got a new camera and I had technical issues for like 3 days. I couldn't figure out how to work it. So anyway, make a long story short, let's go ahead and turn the camera around, and we are going to, I'm going to shuffle these cards. As you can see, it's a bit more clear. The clarity is really good. It's not a DSLR. It ain't that serious for me, but it's a much better webcam. Oh, well, the Lovers has presented itself. So some of you, Leo, will be starting off the month of December or ending the month of November with some type of choice. And I know I hear a lot of people go, well, what's that? You know, it's usually about relationships. It's not always about relationships. It's about a choice. As you can see, the couple in the center, they're separated by that thorn there. And this is really sometimes when it comes to yourself, because the major arcana cards are always your own personal spiritual lessons. And it's not about really the other person or people. This is about the balance of the masculine and feminine energies. And sometimes the problems that come up when we are conflicted and we need to make choices. Okay. So it is a 6 and it is a number of balance. So let me cut the cards. There is the Empress. Wow. And there's the Devil. That's interesting. That's a big row to start out. They're all major arcana cards. Next we have the 4 of Cups. There's that choice. There's an offer. The Justice card. The 7 of Cups. Well, okay. The 4 of Pentacles. So now I have 2 4s. The Page of Pentacles. Some kind of message. And the 5 of Cups. Well, that's interesting to me. From the 4 to the 7 gives me 3 cups. But there they are on the ground. Spilled. Okay. What is over the entire reading? The 2 of Swords. Remember, I said it's a choice. So that's what 2s represent. They represent choices, decisions, options, dualities, oppositions. Okay. That card is always an indication sometimes that you think, because it's a swords card, and if you notice there are no swords here, it's cups and coins, and major arcana, and it's strange little formation here, this T down the center. But the 2 of Swords can be unsettling communications. Maybe you got some news that's kind of unsettling. You don't know what to think about it. It can imply as well that you don't have enough information to make a decision. So you choose to do nothing. And doing nothing is doing something. Okay. It is also a card about trusting what your intuition is telling you, stilling the mind, and trusting whatever your intuition is telling you. I think the one thing that always stands out to me about the Two of Swords cards is that her left eye is not covered all the way. So to me, it says that you actually do know what's happening. And maybe you are choosing not to make a choice or decision about it. Or you are simply choosing to ignore it. Maybe hoping it's going to go away. But it's a defensive posture. Either way. Arms crossed across the chest with the two swords. And so right in the center, I have the Justice card. So Justice is just that. It is a card of karmic experience. And it says that no matter how a situation turns out, no matter what role you played or anybody else played, however the situation ends, it is fair and it is balanced. It is rational. It is karmic justice. Even if we feel like we got the short end of the stick. Okay. Now, I have two cards representing Venus here, the Empress, and Justice. This card rules Libra. And so Libra is about, or I'm sorry, Venus is about right relationships. It is about fairness. It is about balance. It is about beauty, harmony, love, nurturing, caring, giving. It is about respect. But I think what's happening here with the Justice card is you're being asked to weigh up something. You're being asked to weigh up two different substances. Maybe what you're doing against what you're feeling. The coins against the cups. And trying to find a balance with that thing. And maybe you find out that there really isn't a balance. Okay? The Four of Cups here speaks about an offer being put forward to you. One that perhaps you don't feel is good enough for you to risk doing anything about. But the card also says that you may be turning down a potential cup of happiness or something that's good for you. With the Seven of Cups, again, we have the idea of choices. The Seven of Cups says you have so many choices, you don't quite know which one to make. It implies emotional confusion and unclear thinking. Maybe these are castles in the sky. This is a fantasy. As you can see, the cups are all on clouds. But it also says that because it's a 7, a moment of reflection before you move forward. It also says if you can identify the most important thing, that you definitely can have everything that you want, but you're going to have to figure it out first, right? I have the 2 4s. 2 4s can be sometimes, my mind just went blank, hold on. 2 4s can speak to house repairs or looking to move house, but 2 4s can also speak to a safe and secure time frame, or it can say that you are being overly cautious about everything. Okay, because here's that 4 of Pentacles. So the 4 of Pentacles can be the idea that, you know what, physically everything is okay. You've been conserving, you've been hanging on to stuff, you've been doing, just being prudent and frugal. But it can also speak to someone who's stingy and mean and miserly. They're hanging on too tightly to things. All right, and then we get this news. Now, all pages are students of communication, and it's about learning what the suit is about. So the Pentacles can be about study, it could be about internships, it could be about working, it could be about starting a new type of project. Sometimes she deals with projects and contracts, okay? Contractual issue here. But it also talks about the ability of doing something. So this, again, is a new opportunity being placed here. I find what's interesting is that together these make 5 Pentacles, okay? And then we come to the end, which is the 5 of Cups. It is the card of regrets. It is the card of sorrow. It is the card of spilled tears over, tears over spilled milk. It's about focusing on what was in the past and not looking at what is still left. 5 is a number of changes, of tension, of conflict. This to me is a card of inner emotional conflict. We're crying over something in the past, But if we look on the back side, I like to call this card the Two of Cups in disguise. There's still something left. So the card says, you know, don't give up hope because all is not lost. All right. I've even seen this card say if you've lost something, it's going to be returned to you. And this can sometimes include relationships. To me, the odd man out is the Devil card. Because the Devil implies that something, you know, dangerous looms large. Usually it turns out to be okay. But the Devil represents fear. He represents control. He represents obsession. He represents possessions. But he also represents the third dimension. He represents temptation. And so the third dimensional aspect is, you know, we have to work to buy clothes, to eat. Maybe we make money and we like to go out and party, or we like to have nice things. So the Devil can represent those things too. To me, it is an energy of someone feeling as though they are chained to a situation perhaps, or stuck to a situation in which maybe they may not be able to get out of, or maybe they're being offered something here. Some kind of, again, I think what's coming across here for me with the card is that it speaks about hard work. It's about rolling up your sleeves and getting really real about the situation. Okay? Now, I don't know if maybe somebody has substance abuse issues here. Okay? That may be a problem. That may be interfering with other aspects of your life. You know, maybe somebody offered you a drink and you decided, yeah, I guess one won't hurt. And then the next thing you know, you're stuck out like this. Okay? So, I'm not quite sure what else the Devil is saying. So, the only card I'm going to turn over is this, because normally they represent people. And that only leaves me these odd 4 cards in this configuration here, as they relate to these 3 cards. Okay? I will even look to see if there's any additional information with the Two of Swords, since it is the overall energy. So let me get my book. Holy crap. I did not know it was open. No. I don't know how that happened. Just give me a second. Let me get it back together. What happened? The binder came open and all the pages slipped out. Well, luckily, this is the Major Arcana, and it's not as thick as my Pip book. So let me just get this back together right quick. Oh my goodness. What happened here? I don't know. This is terrible. Come on. Just a couple more. Come on, come on. Okay, I think that's all back together now. Huh, that's so odd. Okay, so we're going to take the cards as they fell. We're going to go with the Four of Cups first to see if there's any additional information that this card can impart. Well, yes, no, that's the 5. Oh. No, nothing about the 4 of Cups. 7 of Cups. With the Lovers. It is a message to take someone into consideration when making choices and decisions, as there are imminent changes coming into your life. Be thoughtful of others' wants and needs during this transition, as there is room enough on your path for 2. Well, I don't know about that. Maybe you decide that there's not enough room. You know, which is a choice. And it's not saying that it is an incorrect choice. You just simply have to decide what's right for you, right? 4 of Pentacles. Nothing about the 4 of Pentacles. And finally, the 5 of Cups. with the devil. I think this is the Five of Cups. Let me make sure. Yes, it is. With the devil is an indication that you must take the time to contemplate all options and avenues before stepping forward. Quiet, positive contemplation is needed to achieve focus. Not to do so will incur wasted energies. Time must be spent in contemplation because your energies are being wasted. Well, that's what it says there. But again, the message of this card is that things are not as final as they may initially seem. And that there is positive and uplifting news that will bring a joyful message. You know, I don't know, simply because of the way the cards fell. If it were like this, I would say yes. But they're not. They're like that. Yeah? So, let me see if I can pull anything extra with this devil card. You know, the devil is not always a negative card. It says that you may be off course in your journey. So take stock of where you are in your life, and if you're not satisfied, make the appropriate changes. Recognize what is happening around you and make amends. It may be implying that a negative situation was brought about by clouded judgment on your behalf. Well, that falls under the devil, so I don't think that. I think whatever he represents, it brings contemplation. Do I or don't I accept it? Will I or won't I? Do I or don't I? And then making the decision. It can suggest self-indulgence, which can lead to obsession and allowing oneself to be tied into a situation. It can suggest that someone desires power and may use the power for negative selfish gains. It can indicate great stubbornness and materialism. So that's that third dimensional aspect that I was talking about. It can refer to feelings of being stagnant, bogged down, and hopeless, but all due to your own efforts or lack thereof. So let me look at the Justice card, because it's something it just like kind of came to me. It's number 11. 1 second. Right. It is implying that a fair and just decision has been made after a situation has been fully investigated and justice has been served. But it also asks that you rely upon your own intuition and go with plans. Do not allow anyone to sway you from your path or influence you against your better judgment. Well, I would say that's true too, but it is the placement. It's right in the center. So, you know, maybe this is a lawsuit or a law case. It says if you are in the throes of obtaining justice, especially with legal documents, lawyers, and all types of legal actions, the outcome will be successful. Again, I don't know about that. Yeah? So I'm not sure. So what am I going to do? I'm going to look at these two cards. I'm going to look at the Devil and Justice. Oh, I did not look to see if there was any additional information with the Two of Swords, did I? Let me pick my book back up quickly here. The Two of Swords. No, nothing. It says if you've been involved with a dispute with a friend or acquaintance, this card can indicate that an amicable solution can be found. Again, I don't know. It tells of tough choices and decisions. It tells of mixed emotions and a feeling of confusion. This is true. But it also says, do not allow prior grievances and bitterness to influence any communication. Once a compromise has been reached, you will find a sense of achievement at having been open-minded and considerate of others. but it asks you to show caution and restraint against making rash decisions that you may regret. Regret. I can't even speak. Okay. These two cards. And still stand by that. You know, I kind of get the sense that you're in something rather deeply, and then you may have second thoughts about it. That's the feeling that I get. That you've gotten your entangled is not the right word, but you're involved in something very deeply, and now you can't figure out a way to get out of it. There's some confusion. The Devil card. Let's see if the Sibilas can shed some light on this for us. The Militare. The Dispiacere. And the Gran Consolazione. Harsh environment, harsh words, maybe some type of fight or dispute. Here we have the Dispiacere, and what's important about this card is the letter on the table. So this could be the receipt of some unexpected bad news and her reaction to it that says it's, you know, going to cut to the quick. And I don't know if it's about this particular Gran Consolazione. So he would be the most important man in your life, be he your husband, or he could even be a father, but, you know, he's the most important man in your life. So there's some information surrounding him. I don't know if it's from him or about him. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay? I don't know. I'm trying to see if there's a timing here. I don't necessarily see a timing in here. Maybe 4 months. Not 4 months from now, but maybe this is been culminating for the past 4 months. And the reason why I say that, I've got the 2 4s. But that, you know, is not set in stone. The Lamante. This is the Queen of Cups. This is the mate to him. Fortuna. And the Riunione. Well, so I don't know if this is a discussion over property. See, property there, and back there the house. A discussion about that, but falling on the Justice card, it appears, and this can't be true for every Leo out there who may be going through perhaps a legal issue, but it appears that there is some fortune here. There is a turn of events that are going to be positive for you. Now, I see here we have the Riunione. The card doesn't necessarily mean a reunion. What it means is a meeting or date. Okay? And so that's really, it's a neutral card. And that's really what it says. However, there is still some kind of choices, confusion over choices that need to be made. And don't scatter your energies. I think that's the most important thing, because a lot of times that card can indicate scattering of your energies, not paying attention and not being dialed in the manner in which you should be. Whatever this 5 of Cups is near the end, and as we can see right down the center, we have this lovely row of the Empress with the Justice card and the Page. So if you've been waiting on news having to do with perhaps a legal issue or a settlement or a case or some type of contractual issue, I say yes, you're going to get it. And maybe this applies, this row applies, particularly this 5 of Cups applies to him. But I dare say at the same time that because of these 3 cards falling on the devil card, there will be some emotional confusion and an inability to make choices. And there will be some sadness and some tears and some regret. But again, as the card says, all is not lost. So I guess it's going to depend on how you look at it, right? Formulate your question for the Golden Nostradamus cards. Well, the tree. What do we know about trees? They take a long time to mature, right? Number 22, the tree. If you cannot have what you want, then settle for what you can. The stability of the tree advises caution. It is not the right time to change or take risks. Save your energy and seek stability in mind and body. Well, you kind of got that message with the other cards too. You know, be careful about the choices that you make. Take the time to contemplate, whatever the case may be. So that's what I have for you, Leo. And I will see you again in 2023. Be well, stay safe, namaste. Oh, my thing's not turned off. I was trying to be all smooth. See you guys later. Bye. I can't get my mouse to work. Oh my God, what is happening? Really? The mouse is not working. There it is. Okay, now, bye.